Queen City. Good morning. Good morning. We're shaking. Queen City. 716. Buffalo, New York. New York City's cousin. Rochester's big brother. The cool cousin that the down south wants to be like. When you wake up, you should be grateful, thankful, appreciative. Oh man. What's the word though? What's the word? YTGs, what's the word? What is the word you heard? Yesterday, man, it was so chilly, man. It was chilly. If you from Buffalo and you felt the weather yesterday, you really can't say that it was cold. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you can't, man. It was chilly, breezy, a little nip, but cold? Nah, yo. Buffalo wasn't cold yesterday. Shout out to everybody who was at the Juneteenth. Shout out to everybody who participated in the Juneteenth. The dancers, the performers, the spoken word, the cooks, the food vendors, the merchandise vendors. It was it was I ain't gonna hold you. It was a little different. It was different this year. It was different. Last year, I don't know why or what was going on or what was in the air, but I know that last year it was a little bit more community. You know, I heard some rumors that, our community really wasn't in charge of it. That's why it was a couple mishaps and misgivings that occurred, but that's expected. Still, shout out to my moms. My mom, she was in the parade herself. Um, did hear that it was a few instances that resulted in some altercations, if you will. Did hear that it was a shooting, but some people were saying it did happen. Some people were saying it didn't happen. I heard that an elderly lady was hit. Not sure if, well, I didn't see anything on the news, but hopefully she's okay, recovering if that did happen. I was on the book and I seen one of my friends say that she was hit, and it wasn't nothing serious, but I don't trust me. Trust me, take it from me. You get shot, trust. It's gonna hurt and it's gonna do something to you. You know what I mean? Trust. Trust. But other than that, them few instances besides the young boys, I hate YNs. I hate that YN phrase. I don't know who did that or started that BS, but yo, no. Uh-uh. But yeah, it was some things that had occurred. Girl, why you looking at me crazy like that? But all in all, the Juneteenth was The Juneteenth it was it was a nice festive Buffalo event. You know, Martin Luther King Park hosted it, and like I said, the town came out. That's one thing Buffalo we gonna do. You know, just like everywhere, it's always gonna be something, but we still gonna come through for the community. We gonna come through for the city. That's what I love about being from Buffalo. You know, but outside of that, man, that was just the first day. That was Saturday, Juneteenth. But the Sunday, Hurricane Buffalo came. That rain came, man, and yo, listen, it was different. It was different. YTGs was shaking though, was shaking. What music y'all listening to? What's your favorite R&B song this week? What's your favorite hip hop song this week? What TV show got you hooked right now? What movie can't you wait to go see? Me and my girl, we went to go see Disclosure Day. And yo, when she hear this, I just want you to know that when it comes to movies, you gotta give me my props. Gotta give me my props. Gotta give me my glory. Because, and I only say this because she be acting like she don't be invested in the movie. She be acting like, yo, this is gonna be trash. Nobody wanna see this kind of movie. Blah 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 blah. You know. And sure enough, just like when we went to go see Sinners, walked in like, oh, I don't want to watch this. This movie is, man, I don't like the themes of this movie. No, no, no. It's dark and demonic. And I'm like, yo, be quiet. Come on. Come on. Walked out, was overjoyed. Was overjoyed. Was like, oh my God, yo, that joint was so fire. Yo, we got to see that again, yo. Before we even left the theater, yo, she calling that, yo, Ma, you got to see this. Oh my, yo, you got to go see this. You know, and we went to go see The Age of Disclosure. Once again, Justice Holiday is a believer, true believer, since about 9. UFOs, aliens, it's real. It's real, right? All right. So we go into the joint. She like, first 5 minutes in, she got a little attitude. Yo, butter, you know what's up. But we watching it. She like, next time we go to the movies, show me the trailer first. Show me the trailer so I know if I'm gonna like it. And I'm like, yo, just relax, relax. You know. And then that energy, you know what I mean? And it was that energy. But fellas, y'all know, man. Y'all know women. That's what they do. That's what they do. Why? Of course we don't know, but that's just what they do. It's what they do. That's why we love them, you know? Sometimes, well, all the time, we have to make the decision for them, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. But once the movie got going, she was hooked. She was hooked. She was invested. She tapping me like, yo, are you going to sleep? Shout out to bro. I mean, had the Super Marios. You can't see Age of Disclosure. You can't see a UFO movie like that and not be Super Mario'd up. If you know, you know. But Yo, I was hooked, man. I was hooked. That movie, they just like I was telling my girl, that movie is not a movie necessarily as it is. How can I say this? It's for lack of a better word, it's a documentary, if you will. And basically, they just letting us know that like the government got aliens, crafts, bodies. You know, Area 51 is real. We all know that, but outside of the creations, outside of the earthly creations from God, there are other sentient beings walking and living among us. And I know I sound crazy saying that, but it's true and it's real. And it's a few quote unquote urban legends of UFO lore that's in the movie that if you're not in tune, you're just gonna be like, oh, okay, they just made up some old black and white footage, or this is AI and whatever. But they're preparing us. Like, no doubt about it, they are preparing us. I'm not gonna get into the whole history of being programmed through media, music, art, all of that, because we all know that happens. We know that. But that movie though, yo, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Thoroughly. Like that. I love that one. I like that one. That was by far, besides the first Independence Day, I'm gonna be honest too. I may have seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind about maybe twice. And I was a kid. I was a shorty. I couldn't appreciate it or understand it. I vividly remember watching it and just like being amazed at the colors of the spaceship and the music and the sound. You know what I mean? But as far as like the real history of everything, I wasn't equipped for that. I wasn't ready for that yet. But check it out. You went to the topic. You went to the discussion. Check it out. Real dope movie. Solid movie. And I'm not going to spoil the ending. I'm not going to talk about the ending. I'm gonna let y'all go and you know get what y'all need to get out of it. Anyway, Father's Day is coming up, and man, such a touchy month. Such a touchy month. I wish I knew who started that whole thing too. Like making Father's Day everything except what Father's Day originally was. I got it. Oh shit. Anyway, I don't have any kids, so not really too much planned on this Father's Day, if you will. What is calling my phone? Hold on. 19. Fuck, I gotta get another. Today is definitely warmer than it was yesterday, but it's still, the wind is out here doing what the wind does. Doing what the wind does. Yo, and real quick, for it to be so cold and windy and breezy yesterday and like a little dull and gloomy, the baddies were outside yesterday. The baddies were outside yesterday, and I don't know if my appearance upgraded or anything, but they were showing love to son. Like dead ass. I gotta hit the store. I gotta get some yeast. I had yeast. I don't know where it's at. I had like one packet left. Trying to make started off was about to make pizza, but then that joint switched and turned into cinnamon rolls. Shout out Bree. Bree was like, I remember telling my boy Jose, like, yo, I'm probably gonna make some cinnamon rolls tomorrow. You should tap in. He's like, oh, word, where you gonna buy them from? I'm like, buy? Like, I'm gonna make them from scratch. You're like, what? Like, yeah. Son really couldn't believe that. Like, nah, but my homegirl Bree was like, nah, yo, he know what he doing with those. So that was a nice little dope cosign that I got. Pretty sure I got all the ingredients too. But it's been a minute since I was cooking, since I've been cooking. Don't worry, y'all, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And it's gonna be, I'm gonna tell y'all now, the next meal I prepare will be lamb for Father's Day. Nice Father's Day lamb. I don't know what kind of veggie I want. Is this a military helicopter? That look like a military helicopter headed to ECMC. May have even heard it in the background. That was not a medical helicopter though. See what I mean? Age of disclosure. I tell you. But yeah, I'm gonna do this lamb. I'm gonna make this lamb that I got from Trader Joe's, and that joint is 110% fresh. Like word. Yo, and another thing too. When did the Burlington in on the Boulevard close or get shut down? Like once again, I've been gone from Buffalo for a few years now, but when the hell, when and why did that happen? That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And there's a lot of black people out there too in Tonawanda, man. Yo, listen, Buffalo changed a lot, yo. Buffalo changed a lot. The black people moved out and off of the east side, which sounds like it's a good thing, but in actuality, may have hurt us a little bit. Not gonna lie, but there was so many black people in Niagara Falls Boulevard, and I'm talking like hood black people. And some of y'all like, yo, Holiday, why are you so surprised that it's black people out there? Because about 20 years ago, when I used to be over there with the bros, shout out to Darius, Maz, Schleck, Joe, Fat Matt. Shout out to the homies. Huddy. It was it was a lot racist. It was a lot racist. I ain't gonna say a little, it was a lot racist. That racism was alive and well and kicking, boy. Believe that. Anyway, what's the next festival? You know what's funny too? They did Juneteenth last week, but the official Juneteenth is this week. I really don't know what that's about. Oh well. Oh well. It's important to get the morning steps in, yo. I was just watching a video on TikTok about lymphedema, and that's something that, let me just say, as a kid, I did a lot of things that most people would consider weird. That if you were to ask me why I'm doing it, like in that moment, couldn't give you a solid answer. Or the most I'll probably be able to tell you is I just like doing it and I don't know why. So with that being said, as a kid, and I'm sure most of y'all listening and watching, y'all have kids, so I'm sure you walked into a room and your kid is laying on the bed with both their legs extended upward towards the wall, you know, like back on the bed, like the L pattern, back on the bed and legs right angle, feet towards the ceiling. And I used to do that a lot as a shorty. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Even to this day, sometimes I'll be sitting and I'll just have my arms raised. Main and Bailey, Route 12. But as I get older and I was watching them videos, learning about lymphedema and everything, it's important. Drain the legs, kid. Drain the legs. Real quick, also, I don't know when this trend of women getting the chest tattooed started, but some women can pull it off. Some women can't. Matter of fact, I know exactly when it started. It started with Eve. Started with Eve. Eve was the first person, the first woman to have tattooed titties or chest, whatever you want to call it. I'm a dude, you know what's up. But yeah, man, she was the first, and like I'm gonna say like 2000. I want to say like 2006, maybe seven is when it got steam up here in New York. Like I said, with the right body, obviously, the right skin tone, obviously, the right features, obviously, the right artist, most importantly. It can be done. in a classy, sexy way. And I ain't gonna hold you, kid. I see a few. I see a few that's like, what's going on here? Like really, what is going on here? Some of these chicks, you don't know if they in a gang. That's another word I hate too, gang. I know in 2026 we use it as a social gesture of love, but I was born in '84, and that joint means something. You heard? Is that my cousin? Might be my cousin. Now I gotta see if this slime, it might be. It's either my older cousin or my little cousin. Now I'm trying to see. Now I gotta see if that's blood. Yeah, it's a nice sunny, warm morning. Oh man, I gotta figure out breakfast too. That's like numero uno on the list. So much to do in so little time. YTGs, I'm gonna tap back in with y'all. Remember, like, share, tap, subscribe. Let everybody know Justice Holiday is live.